God, this sucked. And I'm a big fan of Keanu Reeves. You know, from the Bill and Ted movies, Point Break, Speed, Devil's Advocate's a great movie, the Matrix trilogy, Constantine, the John Wick movies. He's had a great career. And I haven't seen a whole lot of his worst. I know people pick on Johnny Mnemonic. But if there's a top 3 of his worst, this film, I would definitely put in that top 3 because it's that bad. It makes Johnny Mnemonic look like an Oscar winner. And I know recently I reviewed Replicas. And as forgettable as that film is, that's better than this movie. And you're probably wondering why I'm standing up. I guess just to clear my head. Even though I saw this the other day, but still, it takes a couple of days to recoup. But let's talk about Siberia. 2018 film, Siberia. We'll pull back there. Stars Keanu Reeves. Yeah. But, okay, the plot of the movie, I'll give you the plot on the back here. Even though it's not much. When a business deal in Russia goes south, a U.S. diamond merchant, played by Keanu Reeves, and his lover are caught in a lethal crossfire between the buyer and local federal agents. That's the plot. But, yeah, I mean, pretty much Keanu Reeves, he's this diamond merchant, and he goes to Russia, falls in love with this woman over there, and there's this deal where he's trying to meet this one character and he doesn't want to let her know what's going on. He's trying to keep it, secretive about what he does. She thinks he's a spy. Meanwhile, you have this villain character that is trying to, I guess, work a deal with Keanu Reeves, but things start to go south and whatnot, and who cares? But get into the film itself. To me, like I said, it's just a forgettable, bad. And I thought Replicas was bad. This film is worse. Because throughout the film, nothing happens. It's not an action movie, even though on the back you see him holding this rifle, but there's no action in it. Keanu Reeves, acting-wise, it's like he's channeling John Wick, but it's like very, 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 very light John Wick, minus the action. It's like, there's this one scene in the movie where he's at this diner because the girl that he falls in love with in Russia works at this diner. And there's a couple of drunks in there trying to expose themselves to this girl. And it's funny because I'm like, she doesn't care. Like, she's kind of laughing it off. I'm like this guy is comparing his penis to a Porsche. I'm like, what is this? What kind of dialogue is this? So very crappy dialogue. But when Keanu Reeves leaves the diner, the two drunks, they beat up Keanu Reeves just to leave him on the ground. And that's when she takes in Keanu Reeves and basically when she took in Keanu Reeves, from that point forward, every time you see her on the screen, she wants to have sex with Keanu Reeves. There's like 3 or 4 random sex scenes in this movie. Because she wants that Wick dick. I'm not lying. Every time she sees Keanu Reeves, she wants to fuck Keanu Reeves. There's like just... It happens like 3 or 4 times throughout the movie. And I didn't care for the actress, but Keanu Reeves, again, his performance, it's like he's trying to be John Wick, but it's like the diet version of John Wick. It's like there's no action, or there's no action throughout the movie. It's more dramatic, like crime drama. The only action that you get is in the last 5 minutes, and I'll talk about that. But where there's like a little shootout in the end, but that's all the action that you get. You know, a lot of the film is spoken in Russian, and that's not the problem. I mean, that's the least of it. But like I said, I mean, it's just nothing happens in this movie. It's a lot of Keanu Reeves and this girl. They have a romance, throughout the film. He doesn't want to let her know what's going on, what he's doing. Like I said, she thinks he's a spy, but he's a diamond merchant. And he's trying to set up a deal or some kind of exchange. Again, the supporting cast, I just didn't care for. The villain in the film, I didn't care for his character either. I didn't care for the acting. While Keanu Reeves, it's like, he's not bad, but again, it's at the same time, he's given nothing to do, and there's no action. Which I know I've covered that twice already, but the only action let's talk about the action then. Okay, the only action that you get is in the last 5 minutes, and it's a very crappy shootout. And spoiler alert, Keanu Reeves, his character gets killed in the end. His character gets shot, and he dies, and it cuts to the credits. I'm like, what? What? So that's the only bit of action that you get, is in the last 5 minutes of the film. Again, the rest of the film is just Keanu Reeves and this girl. Every time that she sees Keanu Reeves, she wants to fuck him. And a lot just dialogue you didn't care for. The dramatic scenes are bad because all the supporting cast is bad. I don't know. Matthew Ross directed this film. I don't know what else he's directed, but I don't know if Keanu Reeves lost a bet and had to do this movie. And again, as lame as Replicas is, I'd rather watch that more than this. So again, I don't know. Did Keanu lose a bet and he had to do this movie? And it was written by Scott B. Smith. I don't know what else he's written. Let's take a look here. When in doubt, go to IMDb. So Scott B. Smith, who wrote the film, also wrote A Simple Plan. He helped with the screenplay for that. The Ruins, which came out in 2008, which I've never heard of. The poster looks familiar, but he wrote the script. The story was by Stephen Hamill. He was a producer on Replicas. And he also executive produced John Wick. So it seems like this guy's been working with Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves. Like he worked on Henry's Crime, which Keanu Reeves did. He produced that. So I guess Keanu and this guy, they're like a team. And this film gets a 4.3 on IMDb. Yeah, 4.3. That should tell you how bad it is. Locations. The locations are interesting. Siberia. It's interesting to see Keanu in that type of environment where it's snow. And then like in the last 5 minutes, again, like I said, his character dies. But it's like in the woods, and you have this cabin, and it's snow falling. I get some interesting locations, but that's not enough. I don't know what it has on Rotten Tomatoes, but and I don't know what more I can add to this movie. Like I said, and I'll keep saying this. I'm a big fan of Keanu Reeves. But this movie was god awful. This is definitely, I would say, in this top 3 worst. I'd rather watch John Mnemonic more. I know people pick on that movie. But I would say, if you want to see his worst, look no further. I can't no longer pick on John Mnemonic. That movie has interesting visuals, I'll give it that. This movie takes the crap cake. A dangerous land breeds a dangerous man. He's not that dangerous. He gets beat up by 2 drunks in the movie. And they lay him out on the ground. You got this one scene that lingers forever where he's talking with the main villain about how he wants to have this deal that in order for us to be brothers, your girl has to suck my dick and I'm going to let my girl suck your dick. And Keanu's like, he doesn't want to do it, but he knows that he could be killed. So he's like, do it. So I'm like, this is almost getting into like Steven Seagal direct-to-video territory. But yeah, I mean, I'll just wrap up here. Again, Siberia. Don't watch this movie. I'll still hang on to it for the Keanu collection, but yeah, this is one of his worst. I don't know what happened here. I don't know what kind of bet Keanu lost, but that's my review and rant of Siberia. Thank you for watching, and have a good day.